Hello, everyone, welcome back to Iron Conflict and Frontline. Today we're diving into one of the most intense, shocking, and strategically significant moments unfolding in real time. The breaking news surrounding the Crimean Bridge struck at around 1:00 a.m. in what is being described as a massive assault involving missiles worth an estimated $7.3 billion. This event has generated global attention, not only because of its military scale, but because the bridge has long been a powerful symbol of control, conflict, and geopolitical tension. In this video, we're going to analyze every angle, break down the strategic impact, the visuals from the exterior aftermath, what's understood from the internal structural damage, the performance and scale of the weapon systems involved, the safety and defensive responses, the unique factors that make this attack stand out from previous incidents, a detailed contextual price analysis of the involved weapons and infrastructure loss, and finally, a full conclusion on what this means moving forward. From the outside, the first thing that stands out in the aftermath of the attack is the sheer scale of destruction recorded on the Crimean Bridge's exterior. Prior attacks left limited structural damage, but this time, reports indicate the visible impact zones stretch across multiple sections, scattering debris, rupturing support segments, and bending reinforced steel originally designed to withstand massive military-grade force. The bridge, famous for its long dual-lane layout, one for road traffic and one for rail, shows blackened scorch marks, fractured barriers, and partially collapsed sections, indicating that the incoming strike was delivered with high precision and overwhelming kinetic force. Satellite visuals show smoke drifting across the water, emergency vessels scrambling around the perimeter, and reinforcement crews struggling to secure what remains accessible. The exterior condition suggests that the strike successfully targeted load-bearing areas, making restoration significantly more complicated than simple cosmetic repair. The lingering fire residue and blast signatures imply that the attack combined both penetration capability and explosive payload, likely designed to maximize long-term structural compromise. Even from distant camera footage, the destruction is unmistakably more intense than previous clashes over the bridge. Moving to the interior, the internal structural integrity of the Crimean Bridge presents a more grim picture than what the exterior alone suggests. Engineers analyzing early footage observe shifted internal supports, misaligned beams, and potential internal fractures deep within the concrete segments connecting the road and rail levels. While details remain limited due to restricted access, the interior condition reportedly shows clear signs of shockwave penetration, meaning the attack didn't just damage the surface, it rippled through the inner framework. The short but critical takeaway is that the bridge's interior has suffered foundational instability, and repairs would require more than patching. They may demand partial rebuilding or even full replacement of certain spans. Shifting focus to performance, the type and scale of the missile system allegedly used in this operation is what has shocked military analysts worldwide. A cost estimate of $7.3 billion strongly indicates high-tech, long-range precision guided missile systems were deployed, systems not easy to launch, not easy to acquire, and not easy to counter. These are not standard mid-range battlefield rockets. These are advanced strike assets capable of bypassing layered defenses, adapting mid-flight, and coordinating impact vectors to exploit weaknesses. Performance reports suggest multiple missiles were used in sequence or in staggered timing, each engineered to deliver layered penetration, first breaching defenses, then hitting structural targets with maximum efficiency. The accuracy of the attack reveals a level of coordination and intelligence gathering that outperforms many previous attempts. The missiles seem to have traveled undetected for most of their trajectory, cutting through radar zones, possibly using low-altitude paths or advanced electronic countermeasures. Their flight stability, tracking robustness, and terminal phase maneuvering demonstrate near-perfect performance in a high-tension environment. marking this as one of the most technologically complex strikes in the region so far. Safety features surrounding the Crimean Bridge have long been touted as strong, integrating air defense systems, surveillance drones, anti-drone jammers, patrol vessels, and multi-layered radar coverage. Despite that, this attack pushed those defenses beyond their limits. Analysts now question whether the safety features were outdated, overwhelmed by saturation tactics, or compromised in some other way. In a typical scenario, layered defense arrays would detect and intercept such missiles before they reach critical infrastructure. The fact that multiple missiles struck successfully indicates a failure in interception timing or technological mismatch. The bridge's own protective shielding, blast-resistant barriers and reinforced load points helped reduce some immediate cascading collapse, but they were clearly not enough to neutralize the incoming force. Safety protocols activated after the strike include rapid shutdown of traffic, evacuation of civilian areas around the perimeter, emergency reinforcement of standing sections, and immediate deployment of counter-offensive surveillance. However, despite these measures, the attack demonstrates that the defensive envelope protecting the bridge is no longer guaranteed, raising urgent concerns about upgrading existing systems or preparing entirely new layers of protection. One of the unique selling points that makes this attack so different from earlier ones is the scale of coordination, the timing, and the precision. A 1:00 a.m. strike is tactically symbolic: minimal traffic, lowest active surveillance, human operator attention, and strategic advantage in aerial silence. The estimated cost of the missile package alone, reportedly $7.3 billion, highlights that this attack wasn't opportunistic. It was engineered, deliberate, and technologically advanced. The bridge is not only a transportation route, it's a political and logistical artery connecting strategic positions, and attacking it sends a message deeper than simple infrastructure damage. The symbolic weight of such an asset being struck so effectively becomes a psychological and military statement. Another unique factor is the choice of impact zones. Instead of focusing on a single choke point, the attack targeted areas that affect both road and rail systems, maximizing disruption. The precision also suggests either inside intelligence or extremely advanced reconnaissance, possibly from satellites, high-altitude UV, or intercepted logistic patterns. This level of accuracy and the ability to strike such a heavily monitored structure without premature detection raises questions about the evolution of modern warfare, how stealth, electronic warfare, and long-range precision are reshaping the frontline landscape. Now, considering the price, the financial impact of this event goes far beyond the missiles themselves. If the missiles used are indeed valued collectively at around $7.3 billion, that alone marks this operation as one of the most expensive offensive actions in recent years. But on the other side, the Crimean Bridge is estimated to be worth billions in construction, billions more in maintenance, and even more in strategic economic value. Every day the bridge remains non-operational, logistical routes must be altered, supply chains disrupted, and military transport rerouted across longer, riskier paths that can add millions in daily operational costs. Repairing the bridge could cost anywhere from hundreds of millions to several billions depending on structural depth and the need for new materials, engineering teams, and secure operation zones. The price is not just monetary, it's political, symbolic, and strategic. For one side, the expenditure on the missiles signifies commitment to achieving a high-level strategic objective. For the other, the damage signals a vulnerability that comes with enormous financial and military consequences. Insurance implications, maritime restrictions, reconstruction costs, and the long-term reduction of logistical efficiency all add layers to the true price of this strike. When combined, the attack's financial fallout easily surpasses the cost of the weapons used, reinforcing the magnitude of this single operation. As we approach the conclusion, the implications of this attack stretch far beyond physical damage. This strike shows the world how modern conflict is evolving, where infrastructure once considered safe under advanced defenses can now be neutralized by well-coordinated, high-tech missile operations. The Crimean Bridge has always been more than concrete and steel. It is a symbol of control, connection, and political presence. A successful attack on it shakes strategic foundations and sends ripples through military command structures on both sides. It also highlights how critical infrastructure remains the primary target in contemporary hybrid warfare, where the goal is not only destruction but disruption, psychological pressure, and long-term destabilization. The exterior damage reveals the raw power of modern missile engineering. The interior instability underscores how vulnerable even reinforced structures can be. The performance of the missiles shows immense evolution in precision warfare. The failure of safety systems exposes gaps in modern defense networks, and the unique aspects of this attack demonstrate how far conflict capabilities have progressed. The price of this event, financially, strategically, and symbolically, cements it as a major turning point. Looking forward, reconstruction will be slow, expensive, and politically sensitive. Defensive upgrades will become a priority, new surveillance systems will be tested, and the race to outpace missile technology will accelerate. As for the bridge itself, its future stability depends on rapid engineering assessment, long-term planning, and the ability to secure it from further strikes. Whether this attack marks a shift in the larger conflict or stands as a singular moment of escalation will be seen in upcoming weeks. But one thing is clear. What happened at 1:00 a.m. on the Crimean Bridge is a defining moment in modern military history, reshaping how nations evaluate them. Critical infrastructure under threat. Stay alert, stay informed, and thank you for joining Iron Conflict and Frontline as we break down this massive event with clarity and depth. More updates coming soon.